Today I messed up. I got into my first car crash today. So the good news is that no one got hurt, and my car is fixable. Sadly, it will always have cosmetic defects due to the crash, but it could have been worse. I should still be able to get rid of it just fine when the time comes. The repairs to the other vehicle aren't going to be a big problem, either. But it feels so fake, unreal, and sadly driving is pretty much the only option where I live, so I'm kind of stuck without transport now that I know I am unfit to drive. My parents and friends keep insisting I keep driving even though I'm clearly not able to drive safely, but now that I've crashed once I know what kind of driver I am. Anyway, lots to think about long term, including a new job due to what was a 15-minute drive now being a 2-hour walk. Today I messed up by accidentally spraying too much perfume. So basically I have two types of perfume. One is a very expensive one that I only really wear going out, and is very strong, so you use one spray max or you'll stink. The other is a cheap body spray that I like to wear daily. The body spray is mostly for fun and needs multiple sprays to smell anything and wears off very quickly. So today instead of grabbing my normal body spray I grabbed my expensive perfume by accident and spray way too much. The worst thing is I'm gonna be late for work if I don't leave now, so I had to spend all morning before I could go home and shower. Had to try my best to avoid people and hope no one smelled me. I couldn't even stand to smell myself. I have no idea how some people do that on purpose. Today I messed up for believing that a guy liked me back. I met him on vacation, and we hung out for 2 days together at the swimming pool. I'm a very socially anxious person, but with him, I felt like I've known him for years. One night, he told other teenagers that he liked me. They all told me, and they were hyping me up saying stuff like, "Oh look, your boyfriend's here." I was so excited. I never had a guy like me before. Ever. All my life, I was treated as a freak, so I was just glad for this opportunity for something special. So I went up to him and asked him if he liked me. He told me he had a girlfriend, and got really mad at our friends for telling me. He cut off all contact with me after. I blocked him on Instagram after he rejected my Instagram request. I was so sad that the guy I liked decided it would be best if he never saw me again. The one person who saw me for all the good I have to offer, and he still gave it up. They broke up 2 months later, and he still looks at my social media. Regardless, it's not like he ever reached out to me, so I guess I wasn't good enough. I don't forgive him. I've never had the privilege of falling in love before, and he just took it away from me. How could we truly ever be in love when he didn't want me? When he chose to let me fall into the abyss? I trusted him. I had confidence that he was a nice person, and it was all a lie. Today I messed up by answering a legit call like I do spam calls. So, I have a habit of trolling spam callers by answering with goofy stuff. One of my go-tos is whispering 7 days like the girl in the ring. On to the part where I screwed up. So, while I was on my lunch break, I got a call from a number marked as fraud risk. Assuming that this was actually the case, I decided to test out something I saw in a video reading Tumblr posts. I answered with, "Joe's Sperm Bank. You squeeze 'em, we freeze 'em. How may I direct your call?" As you can probably guess from the title and the fact that this got posted here, it was not actually a spam call. I had ordered from a small business on Amazon and they needed to confirm my mailbox since they ship using USPS and I live on a suite. I, of course, apologized profusely, explaining that my phone labeled it as a fraud risk and the lady was understanding. The issue was resolved. Today I messed up by ringing emergency during a blowjob. Today I messed up by calling the emergency services whilst getting head. This happened last night. I'd been chatting with this Italian woman I'd met on Tinder. She came over for a drink and we started making out. She then proceeded to drop to the floor and give me the best head I had ever received, which included gagging. My phone was pinging with notifications, so I reached across the couch and proceeded to turn it off, or so I thought. A minute into her sucking as I get the best head of my life, I can hear someone talking. I look across at my phone and see I have dialed 000-911 equivalent in Australia. On a Pixel phone there is an emergency icon right next to the power one and I'd hit it by mistake. My eyes bulge out of their head like a Tom and Jerry cartoon and I fumble to turn it off while trying not to let my date see. After I tell my date over pillow talk about what happens and we both started laughing. As those calls are recorded, I imagine a dispatch caller sharing the tape with their co-workers and having a laugh as they listen to me receiving stellar head.